Okay, here's my part two. Sorry about that. So I'm going to pick back up with section 9, and this is going to talk about my plan of action. So first things first, I'm going to call another meeting for the advisory team. I'm going to mention that there's going to be snacks and refreshments to, hopefully encourage them and kind of sweeten them up. And I don't know, I personally like to attend meetings where there are snacks and refreshments, and that's kind of something I want to implement when I am a leader. I'm not saying like full-fledged meal every time, but candy or trail mix or chips, things like that, just because another meeting, who wants to go to another meeting, but making sure that I've thought about it and I realize that their time is valuable. Anyways, so at this meeting, I know that I'm going to share information with them about my previous school and our vision and mission statement. I want to share with them the work that I did to meet the vision and mission statement, as well as the work that my colleagues did to meet those visions. And I'm going to share with them some vision statements from the surrounding schools and what they're doing to meet the vision statement. I want to follow up with the current elementary and secondary schools vision statements at the Lightville Community Schools. And I want to ask parents and teachers what they think is happening or what is happening inside of our school to meet or not meet these visions. But really, I want to focus on keeping it positive. I will then share with them why it is important that we develop it together, because Lightville Middle School isn't just my job and my vision. It is what about our students and what our students want and need. What do our parents want their children to gain from school? What kind of learners, thinkers, and doers do the teachers want our students to become? I want to make like this giant list. So in my head, I have envisioned this huge list where everybody writes down any thought that comes to their mind about what they want for our school. And then I want us to work on narrowing it down and picking the most important aspects, the most important characteristics, or the most important traits that they want our kids to have and think about where our school is going to be in the next 5 to 10 years. And then I'm hoping together, like this is all best case scenario, that we write our vision statements together. I want to point out that I know that people might choose not to participate I know that people might choose to speak over me and try to shut me down. However, I would like to politely remind them that I called this meeting for a specific person or for a specific purpose, and I would appreciate their cooperation as it is a meeting that I have called. And I want to let them know that a school's vision statement is not the vision of one, it's the vision of many. I know that some consequences I might have to have a consequence of people trying to talk over me or change the direction of the meeting. And honestly, I just plan to ignore. That's what I currently do with kids in my classroom. I ignore, as much unwanted behavior as possible. And after a while, kids get bored and they quit trying to get the attention from me because they're not getting it from me. I do need to let Mr. Rawlings know my plan so he can be prepared to back me up. I also need to let the advisory committee know so they can attend the meeting, of course. I will not be reaching out to Helen and letting her know, hey, this is my plan for the meeting, because I do believe that she's going to try and talk me out of it or convince other people to go or not go or go and participate or go and not participate in what I'm doing. So I just kind of want to alleviate any little moles or random gossip going through the town. I do believe that I can handle this situation on my own at this time and place, but I do want to let the advisory committee know that me developing a vision statement could be completely different from what their vision is. And that the vision statement that we come up with is collaborative and starts the process for several other decisions that I get to make all by myself. Not every decision I make will allow for staff and parent input and involvement, but this one does, and I desperately want their help and their involvement with it. Failure to complete the vision statement with me means that they will not be heard with complaints as parents or as staff for the curriculums or other areas that I choose to put emphasis in our school. Because my focus is going to be with the alignment of our vision statement. And if I prepare the vision statement and I write it myself, then I guess it's just all about me and what I think is important. So right now, this is their chance to kind of have a say in what type of school our middle school is going to be. So my plan B, because if this doesn't work, which is very possible, I'm just going to write the vision statement myself. I'm not willing to die on my sword for this vision statement. After I've established relationships with more staff, parents, and community members, and I have that buy-in and I've created, great things and they see me as an equal and that I'm not just an administrator who's going to lead and not do anything else. I'm not going to teach. I'm not going to interact and educate. Then in 5 years we can rewrite the vision statement. And I want to be able to at least say, though, that I tried to make it an activity where people felt heard and listened to, but at the end of the day, I truly just don't think it's worth ruining relationships over, especially at the start of a new school, new career. Overall, it's the Board of Education who votes to approve or not approve a vision statement for a school, and so they can get the final say, and that could be viewed as community involvement on the matter. So my reflection, I really want to use this as a time to educate. So reflecting on this issue in the upcoming school year with my staff, I know that this is not going to be the only time that I will need to educate my staff on the role of administration inside of a school. They tend to have some very preconceived notions that I am just here to maybe discipline, but I need to educate them that my own goals and my own objectives as an educator and as an administrator is to be a leader. And Miss Burke and several of the community members have the same ideas of what an administrator does, but I don't want to be here to be a dictator or to be an autocratic leader. I'm here to encourage growth, leadership, education, relationships, and help this new middle school flourish. I think that their idea of what an administrator is common. It's what a lot of schools and communities believe they are here for: punishment and then hiring and firing. But it is my job to teach, and if that means that I have to teach them what an administrator does, then that's where I start. But I really want to get to the point of fostering a learning environment for both adults and kids where everybody feels encouraged to get better and to collaborate all together to make our school truly a great school all around. Throughout this scenario, I do believe that I have met every part of this standard. I have understood my role as a principal and a facilitator in our advisory committee. I have shown the importance of a vision statement to myself as well as to the committee. I pursued the act of working collaboratively with my team to develop a working vision statement. I shared with them my previous district's vision statement and how we met or didn't meet it. And I pulled the vision statements from the surrounding districts to tie things closer to home for them. I evaluated our current vision statement and asked teachers and parents how our district does or doesn't meet our vision statement. Myself and the advisory team plan to work together to come up with a comprehensive vision for the vision statement of our school. And then this is a slide that I have to include. Thank you very much.